Good morning, everybody. Today is December the 3rd. This is Wednesday. This is our morning update. First of all, real quick, of course, here is our SPY, our ETF based on the S&P 500. You can see we closed at 207.09. And if I scroll down to the minute chart to see what pre-market trading says, we're at 207.13 at this present minute if we were open right now. So it looks like we're going to open pretty flat. Now, here's what we did yesterday. So we did not move down. I was hoping that we would. We didn't. We came all the way back up above the 10, which means that today I'm hoping for some more sideways movement, meaning not very much up action and basically wiggle up and down. I don't want it to go any higher than it did yesterday because what I want to happen is I want this 50-day moving average to be pulled up. So here's our 50-day moving average, and you can see how far away it is. It needs to be pulled up and become a little bit closer. So I'm hoping that we move sideways, but we'll see what happens. Still in standby mode on investing on anything. Yesterday, we also looked at IBM. Here's IBM, and we drew some trend lines on that, and we said we would try to collectively follow along as a group to see if we can trend this out and see what's going to happen with it, just as a exercise, right? And so we drew these trend lines on there, and I was hoping that we would either move up or down, but instead we moved sideways. So what does that mean? Well, I'm thinking that looking at this, it looks like we may have to redraw those trend lines. So this was our channel, but it's becoming consolidated in the middle of the channel. Well, what happens if I draw trend lines on the most recent set of candles? Let's zoom in and do that. So let me zoom in a bit. There we go. That'll make it easier to draw trend lines. Grab my trend line tool, and let's go from, say, this candle to that candle. Let me grab another trend line, and I'm going to go from, I'll go from the same candle. Oops, there we go. And let's go to, say, that candle. Same candle. Well, what we have is this wedge formation going on. This is actually called a megaphone. That is the candle formation title. It's a longer name. I can't remember exactly what it's called, a descending megaphone or something like that. But I know megaphone's in the title. I like to call it sideways tornado, but that's because I'm from Oklahoma and it sounds a bit more dangerous. And this particular candle formation is a bit dangerous, at least for the short term for the stock. Because what happens is when you get this consolidation going on, you know, it's wiggling further away on the left-hand side of the chart than it's wiggling, you know, further away on the right-hand side of the chart. So the wiggles are getting shorter. The up and down movement is getting shorter as you go on. And what happens is that consolidation usually breaks in a direction, of course. And what direction does it usually break in? It usually breaks down. Now, it always seems to come back. Anytime I've seen one of these megaphone formations happen, it'll break down for several days and then make this U shape and start to come up for several days. And that process may take a month. But that's usually what happens. It returns to where the previous point at where it breaks and then goes higher from that point. But the short term says that if this pattern continues, we're going to break down. So that's our new pattern based off of the most recent set of charts, and we'll see what happens. If today, let me back out, if today we get some hard down movement or a hard up movement and we move back to the extremes of our previous trend lines that we drew yesterday, well, then we may need to stay where we were. But if we continue to see some consolidation, well, then it's probably going to break down. But we'll see. Anyway, that's our exercise. We'll continue to follow that. Remember, this is just an exercise in trending so that we can recognize patterns and see patterns and hopefully make trades off of them. So still standing pat on the S&P 500. I need to see basically what's going to happen. I need a pattern to form before I can begin to trade. So it looks like we're going to hang out again for a few weeks. Probably no trading by the end of the week, but we'll see what happens. See you tomorrow. Peace out. Bye.